What is up, crypto gang? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack our cryptocurrency and blockchain education. If you guys are brand new here, we do a small little NFT giveaway at the beginning of every single episode. And today's winner is Moises Sosa. Thanks so much for commenting on the previous video. Moises just sent you a wax NFT. Now, if you guys want a chance to win, turn that notification bell on, be subscribed, like this video, and comment with something about the content that I'm going to be going over today, which is actually about Sandbox. If you guys are brand new to the channel, I've mentioned Sandbox a couple of dozen times. I actually did a video on it previously, but in this episode, I wanted to dig into some of the really cool features. Sebastian, the founder of Sandbox, is working very closely with us at Grow Your Base. Full disclosure, we are one of the largest landholders at Grow Your Base, and we plan on staying that way for a very long period of time. We believe in the concept of building games within this virtual world and the NFT marketplace that they're building out, as well as all the different services and games that are being built. In this episode, I wanted to talk about the 8 games that are available to be pre-registered for currently, and also I wanted to go over the marketplace and some of the services that people are offering. If you're brand new to Sandbox, you can play, create, own, and govern the virtual land within Sandbox. So it's basically a virtual world that is being owned by the players themselves. I mentioned on the channel many times in the past this play to earn concept, and this is very true with Sandbox. And as one of the largest landholders at Grow Your Base, we have been experimenting around with various things that we can do with that land other than just holding it. And one of the big things that we really want to spearhead over the next year or so with our land is we want to be able to build out games. So these in-game experiences where you go into the virtual world and you get this unique virtual experience on the plots of lands that we own. When you check out their NFT shop where they have non-fungible tokens that are available for sale, there are some that have been created by people on there that are pretty fantastic, as well as ones that Sandbox has listed on there. You can purchase art and you can purchase entities, and there are a lot of really cool things coming. The most exciting piece here, I think, is that people are going to be able to offer different services within the virtual world. There's a lot of different opportunities when it comes to being the first mover in a virtual world. My favorite examples here is what happened in Crypto Voxels. I want to say it was last year with a guy named No Shot, who's a fantastic artist, and he has these virtual sneakers. And this was within Crypto Voxels. He did a drop that I participated in at the Whip. Shout out to those guys over there at Token Smart. And this is what I'm really looking forward to with doing in Sandbox, where while we were standing there within Crypto Voxels, basically he did a shoe drop for everybody there in real time, and it was synced to OpenSea, so everybody could purchase these sneakers in real time while the artist was standing there answering questions within an art gallery within a virtual world. So super meta, and I really loved that concept, seeing that happen and work in real time, those transactions taking place from people from all over the world. And it sold out really quickly. I remember I got like a camo pair, was super excited about it just to participate in it and support him as an artist. But I'm really looking forward to this type of thing happening within the Sandbox, because not only do you have people making sneakers on here, but you have people creating little creatures that are going to be running around in the Sandbox. And you have a lot of really great builders. So you have your sneakers, your jetpacks, your armor, your helmets, stuff like that are really cool, very pixelated looking and very fun to play around with. But on their beta marketplace, you can go on there and purchase these different assets that you can utilize within the virtual world. Previous video about Sandbox, I talked a lot about the development tools, and there is that option where you can go on there and completely create and build your own assets within the virtual world on your plots of land. But what I wanted to focus on, the final piece here for Sandbox, is the games that are being built within the virtual world. I always like highlighting the builders, and I wanted to talk about the 8 games that you can currently pre-register for on the Sandbox website. First step to getting pre-registered for one of these 8 games, or all 8 of them if you want, is you go on, you sync either your social media or your MetaMask wallet or an email address, and it will give you alerts when it's ready to rock and roll. So you're ready to get in there and start playing when it goes live. First 8 games that they have available here on their website are Hack the Tau, which is the first art game experience, Shiny Churs, which is like an exploration for lost creatures, Viking Fjord, which is like a Viking style game, Dethrone, which is a fantasy RPG, Mushroom Mania, that's a collectathon game, Tombs of Treasures, an action platform game, Sweet Village, I believe it just says that there are many stories told within it, so I think it's probably like an RPG style game, and then 3D Print Your Life. All these games, you can go on there and support them. You can show them if you're interested in playing the game within the virtual world. I encourage everybody to get involved in the metaverse here, because when it comes to owning land, you're able to do so many different things with it. Offering services, building games and events, and holding events on there is really such an empowering concept of learning, because you're learning by doing. And the ability to create on here, there's a cool map that you guys can check out with a link in the description. You can see the Grow Your Base plots on there, and you can see Atari's plots on there, some of the big names in the space. Land itself is an ERC 721 smart contract, and then ERC 1155s are the digital assets within the game. Marketplace is still in beta, but you can go on there and you can actually purchase these different NFTs that either people are creating or Sandbox is releasing on here, and you can add them to your land once you purchase it. So there's a ton of available inventory on here, but most of all, the full body chicken costume is by far my favorite on the NFT marketplace currently. I'm a firm believer in letting data speak for itself, and with Sandbox, it's pretty incredible to see the level of adoption that's going on here. You have over 10,000 owners of sand, and you have an average price of 0.36 ETH and 12,600 ETH so far in volume on OpenSea. To give you some perspective, at the current price point here at the time of filming this in May 2021, the price is around $2,500. So that's $31 million in volume in land in Sandbox, which is a pretty incredible and mind-blowing number. The description here on OpenSea is pretty phenomenal. It gives a great overview. The Sandbox Metaverse comprises a map of 166,464 lands, and landowners can hold contests, events, and stake sand to earn these different assets, and they can customize their assets, monetize assets and experiences, vote in the metaverse governance, and play games as the 8 that I mentioned previously. You can pre-register for those now. And of course, you can trade all the different NFTs that you get on the marketplace. So letting the data speak for itself. On top of that, 256,000 assets that have been transacted or listed on OpenSea. Over 250,000 assets on OpenSea and $31 million in volume on OpenSea is a pretty clear tell with over 10,000 holders where things are going with Sandbox. 90-day volume of 5,393 ETH, which is basically $13 million in the last 90 days in volume, and a 90-day average price of 0.5 Ethereum. You're looking at a pretty substantial level of continuous purchasing and continuous activity taking place, which is what you always want to see on a marketplace like this, like on OpenSea. So I definitely encourage you guys to check out some of the bundles of land on there. The land is, at an average of 0.5 ETH, so it is pricey, but there are a lot of individual pieces of land that are smaller in their parcel sizes that you can definitely get your hands on for less than that. I do personally believe that Sandbox is going to be ground zero for heavy levels of adoption, because when you're partnering with companies like Atari, they are going to be driving mainstream adoption, and using this virtual world for mainstream gamers to get involved in crypto, interacting with ERC 721s and 1155s is such a big deal that it's operating in the background, a really cool user experience, easy to use game maker, as well as the marketplace and the ability to purchase pretty seamlessly. So that is it for my overview of some of the pre-register available games that are on Sandbox, as well as some of the exciting things coming. Definitely stick around, because we're planning some big things for the plots of land that Grow Your Base has. So I will be leaving the links to everything in the description below, so you guys can check out Sandbox, check out the plots of lands. There is a pre-sale happening, I believe, tomorrow or this week. So definitely check that out on OpenSea, that I'll be linking in the description as well. But that is it for this episode. Slap a like if you like this, if you like Sandbox. Leave a comment if you want more Sandbox style content, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Hack Crypto.